Now Probert got the right hand free.
He's loose with the right hand, and he starts to retaliate, and down goes Nyland, and the two of them are hammering each other.
Knights of Columbus, that hurt.
It's old-time hockey the way you're supposed to play. You throw a little lumber if a guy gets in your way. You play like Gordie Howe or Eddie fucking Shore. We can't all be Gretzky's, the Muse or Bobby Orr's. Hey.
The enforcer of all hockey podcasts. It's the Biscuit. It's the Biscuit.
Damn it! There's goal regulation signs are wide!
The enforcer of all hockey podcasts.
God help the fucking day if fighting's ever banned. As our country will stop working on some fucking cans.
Hi, everybody. It's the Biscuit Podcast.
Hey, you wanna go? Yeah, okay. Good luck to you too, buddy.
And yeah, we're buzzing hard. We're live. We're good to go. Is it already fucking us?
Once. Oh, dude, it's been 10 seconds. We'll give it a minute. We'll see how it's going here.
Well, let's explain here. We give Skype a try because it sounds better than FaceTime. It just does.
Right.
So we're going to try it. You know, it can't get any worse than last week.
I don't think it can. That was a tough one to listen to. You were getting frustrated. I was keeping my composure a little bit, but it's a little more frustrating for you, I bet.
Well, that leads right into something I wanted to talk about this week. Actually, I got banned from my daughter's hockey practices now.
Oh my God! What the fuck did you do?
Well, I didn't get banned from like the ice rink people. My wife said I'm not allowed to go anymore.
All right, that sounds a little better than getting banned.
Yeah. So we get there Wednesday, and it's like a 40-minute drive, and the babies fall asleep. So I'm like, okay, I usually run her in and get her ready, put tire skates up, and get her out there. And I was like, maybe my wife wants to do that this week since she never gets to do it. So I was like, I'll stay in the car with the two sleeping ones until it's ready.
Yeah.
So it's like a half hour they sleep, they wake up, I go in. And my daughter's just laying on the ice, like flailing around. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? She's like, well, she's been buzzing around until now. And then she was like, she told her coach that she's sad because her dad didn't come. And I'm like, I mean, I rode in the car the whole time, like I'm here. So I wave at her, and she, you know what I mean? So, but she's 4 too, so it's like she can't really explain.
She just wanted to make you proud.
Yeah, exactly. She just likes when I'm there, so that's why I don't miss.
Right, so she can show off.
Exactly. So she's having a rough practice as it is, and I know that I don't want to be that like overbearing dad, like, but I have like I have a temper, and I have like you want your kid to be the best kid out there. You know what I mean?
Right, nobody wants that.
Right, so I'm like, I'm getting a little fucking pissy, like, fuck me, come on. But I'm keeping it cool in my head, but my wife says, she's like, I can feel you, like, the heat coming off you. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I can't say anything. Now I can't even stand here? Like, she's like, maybe you should just not come. And I was like, fine, fuck, or whatever. I'm still going to go, but that's how my week's been a real shit show, dude.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Just got to take it stride by stride, I guess. Maybe next week's a whole new week, right?
Absolutely. Well, then, so the coaches were like, well, why don't you come back up Saturday for the second group since practice went so bad? And then my wife decided we're going to a Christmas parade instead. So that got me fired up, too. I'm like, well, why the fuck are we missing like a free skate to go? Like, the more she skates, the better she's going to get. But then again, I'm like, oh, she's 4. Like, she's going to like a parade and seeing Santa Claus, which I saw Santa Claus twice this week. Bells.
Yeah.
So, Santa Claus twice, one practice. I'm kind of I guess what it boils down to, I'm a kind of a prick.
Hey, you're not, you play the middle part, you're not a prick, but you're not a fucking pushover.
Right. Well, it's something I try to do. Like, even last week, you could sense my frustration a little bit. I mean, I know you're joking a bit, too, but it's like, fuck, man, like, I can't win sometimes. Like, Jesus Christ, let's go. Fucking internet work.
I know. It was frustrating just because it's like, what do? You're doing everything else when we have a clear connection the weeks before. It's like, we're not doing anything different.
Right. And the show was going so good when we were having the connection. I was like, fuck, man. And, I did get a few emails in, like, yeah, it sucked with the connection, but in between it, in the breaks, people still really liked the show. So I guess at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, that people are tuning in and really enjoying what we're putting down.
It's happened to, there were just long like pauses, and I could, like, sometimes you couldn't hear a question or my response or whatever.
Well, and the thing was too, I was like, man, I got so mad that I didn't even feel like editing it, so I just put it out. I was like, fuck it, it is what it is.
Right, I figured that. That would have been a lot of editing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, I can't even, because I don't really timestamp the shit like I should. You know, if starts
right, like write it down, like when this was, when that was.
Yeah, like right now, like, oh, it's 140 bar, fucking whatever, put it down. But
yeah,
that's, you know, it's still a young show too, especially this connection too. This is what, the fourth one. The show's been going on for 3 years. I don't have a fucking Grinelli or a fucking young Jamie. I'm doing all the shit myself too.
Right.
That's what I envy.
I think that's what's respectable about it too. I mean, you know.
That's what's the pits, dude. Like, hey, Jamie, you know, Rogan just calls up, fucking Google pops up. Like, he doesn't have to do shit except for fucking be jacked and talk to people.
Right. What do you have? You probably have a nice setup over there of a couple screens or what? So when you like have to look something up or what?
Well, I run the MacBook with the recording on there, and then I use my PlayStation 4 hooked up to the big old 80-inch TV in the studio, and I surf on that.
Nice. That's what I have. I have my PlayStation hooked up to my big screen too, so I should probably start doing that. Yeah,
it works, you know. And then if like I know, like if I'm just interviewing, not just interviewing, but if I had if I had your sister on, you know, I would just put a game on just to have something on too.
Yeah. I did that. I think one of the first nights I was doing that first night I did the original interview with you.
Now, see, this is some controversy. Your sister, she bet money that you were driving down the highway.
No, I was sitting right in the living room. No, every episode, it sounds shit when you're in your car. So.
Well, yeah, I told her, I was like, well, shit. I was like, I talked to him the other day, and he was fucking, both of them, Rob and Corey, were driving down the road talking to me on FaceTime. I was like, these guys. But what I wanted to ask you, and this is something I wanted to bring up too, that I mentioned it a few weeks ago, that the ice arena here, you know, Alice Noble and Worcester, Ohio. How do you guys say Worcester?
Worcester, exactly how you're saying that, not Worcester.
Worcester, but so the rink was in jeopardy of being closed down. The little short story about the rink itself is a man, Mr. Noble, opened it up like 17 years ago because his wife liked to ice skate, and this dude fucking loves his wife hardcore. He bought her a fucking ice rink, and his foundation pays for it every year, like as a charity. Like they donate, I mean, at this point, millions of dollars to keep this thing open, pay the teachers, pay the hockey teams. Obviously parents pay fees and shit, but still it's quite impressive for this guy to do this. So this year, I think his son runs the foundation now, and they had decided that they were going to pull, they weren't going to do the money anymore. So the rink was like, well, fuck, we can't stay open. So the high school that it's on the same campus as, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Okay. So the campus of the high school it's still on, they were going to take it over and turn it into their second indoor turf facility, which is like, why the fuck do you need two of those?
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was really fucking sad, man, because I'm there every week. I see all these little kids. They've got a junior team there now, the Worcester Oilers, and all these learn to ski. And it's the closest rink to a lot of people, who don't want to go to Cleveland or Columbus. Like it's huge. And a lot of people come down from Cleveland because you can play beer league there, dude, for guess how much money for a season of beer league?
Is that the rink that's like 40 minutes from you?
Yeah. Guess how much?
So that's where your kids play?
Yeah, guess how much for a beer league, $9.50 start, full season? You won't even
well, how much is a sheet of ice, or how much is it for the season for your daughter to play?
No, this is for beer league for me for at night.
Oh, beer league. So I would say, my beer league's fucking, I don't know, 20 weeks. I have to pay $450 fucking dollars. I used to get paid to play hockey. I got to pay now. It sucks.
$150, dude.
For the year?
Yeah.
That's fucking unreal.
It's the late. It's
my fucking.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I was like, dude, I know dudes who are paying $400. I'm like, it's the late, the last sheet, but I mean, there's dudes coming down from Cleveland because of how cheap it is. They can't get time in Cleveland, so they just come to Worcester because one, it's $150 and you can play.
Yeah, I play fucking much. I still love to get out there and be in the locker room with the boys and be able to shoot the shit. I mean, Rob plays with us too on Mondays, so it's nice that we still get to play together in beer league.
Is he out there carving you guys up?
Actually, you know what? I had two tucks the other night. He didn't have any, but he's still getting his fucking rust off a little bit. I've been skating ever since I retired, like twice a week, and he hadn't been skating too much.
You gotta fucking put that guitar down a little bit and pick the stick back up.
He's still got unreal skating ability, but
that's what I figured.
His hands are still getting back.
So this was the league that you almost got kicked out of, right, for fighting?
I did get kicked out of, and then I got reinstated. But we can go into that real quick.
Yeah, hit it up.
I mean, I was fucking playing this men's league. It's in Bourne, but it was in Bourne and Falmouth. So, like, right in Cape Cod, there's two bridges. There's a man-made canal. The rinks are probably 15, 20 minutes from each other, but they're, one's in Falmouth, one's in Bourne right there. And, we had it's a winter league. So, God, it was last year, right around this time, we were playing this fucking team, and a young kid that was like the captain in Nichols College last year tried to be a tough guy in front of the net and like cross-checked me. And then we went around the net and he hit my bucket off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then I just fucking absolutely went to town on this kid. Did
he think you were just going to take it and not drop him?
Yeah, I don't know. And then he skated past my the bench. I play for a team called Nauset Disposal. It's a big trash company on Cape, but like all the boys were chirping him. And he went past my buddy Trevor Moss, and he goes, "What the fuck was I even doing trying to fight that kid?" Well, once I saw the East Coast League sticker on his helmet, I knew I was in for one.
Yeah, well,
and I fucking thought that was funny.
You got to be aware of your surroundings there, dude. If I was out there, I'd be like, okay, well, that's Corey Bellamy there. I'm not going him.
And that's the thing, I'm playing in these men's leagues. All I want to do is stay in fucking shape. And then some kids hear about my past and everything, and they want to poke the fucking bear.
Yeah,
I'm willing. Everyone knows that.
Well, one, you can't blame them, and then two, I mean, you're not going to turn it down.
No. So I got suspended for 3 games, and then we're in the semifinals last year. And we're down like 3-1 in the semifinal game, and like we almost score, and whistle blows, and some kid just cross-checks my buddy Dan G from behind.
Jeez.
And I just come in, and I just come in and try to like separate the guys, and some kid just suckies me right in the face. And then I really went to town on that.
Now, you said this is a disposal team. Is this kind of a Danbury Trasher situation? You guys fucking...
This guy emailed all the GMs around the league and said, this kid's got to be done. He's a fucking problem. And it's like, I didn't start either fight. I just finished him. But, he made me sound like a fucking asshole scumbag that was going out there and looking for it.
You said they record the games, too, so they could roll it back, right? And be like,
right.
Well, this
and
guy
I said that to him.
He fucking, hit him before Corey took care of it. What do you suppose? At some point, you can't just let people fuck with you.
Right. All the boys, like, this year, they said I couldn't play. So I had to fucking sit down at a golf course with this guy in, like, a neutral location, like, over in Dennis Highlands, a golf course. And I'm like, well, what's the deal, man?
What's going on here?
he's sitting there, and he's like, I know you've played a lot of AHL games. I'm like, clearly you have no idea who the fuck I am because I've never played one game in the AHL. Like, that's my brother, dude. I'm like, clearly you have no idea what you're talking about.
Does that happen frequently? People who think they know kind of go like, oh, dude, you still playing country music? Or do you guys get mixed up a lot?
Oh, yeah. It's people that have no idea who, they just heard of us through the grapevine or whatever.
Right. Hey,
but yeah, people don't mistake us. He's got great hair, great teeth. I have no hair, terrible teeth. So,
so when you're in a situation like that, and this young captain fresh off of playing college comes at you and starts fucking with you, and then you give him one. Can you see in their face like, oh, he wasn't expecting shit to go? Like,
sheer panic,
right? Because you've been. I would imagine at this point, like a fist fight. You can almost kind of like you hear UFC fighters are like that's what gets them good is they can kind of slow the situation down
Right.
And you don't have
when that shit happens, he puts me right in my element.
right, exactly.
You know? So I right when that happened, because that in front of the net when it happened, I'm like, all right, this kid's fucking for real. And then I get behind the net and he hits my bucket off. Like, it's like, all right. And then, at that point, my gloves are already off and I already threw 4 punches.
Well, because you were, did you get how many? Do you know exactly how many fights you had in pro hockey?
I think it was like 104.
Okay, I was going to say
like 103 or 104.
I remembered our first interview. I think it was right around 100, right around in that area. So a dude who's had 100 fist fights for money against a kid who hits the chirp button on NHL 20, it's going to be a little different.
Yeah, especially and that's the thing. Like I said, I started it off saying I'm never looking for it, but I'm fucking willing. If someone wants to fucking poke me, I'm willing. But
yeah,
it sucks to have to be like that in men's league because I do just want to fucking play hockey and not have to deal with that shit. It
reminds me of my older brother. He's very calm and quiet, but if shit goes, he'll finish it. Dude's fucking a violent motherfucker and can fight. I'm the other hand. I'm loud and boisterous, but I don't mind fighting either. So it's like
I'd say I'm a little bit louder at some times, just get the boys going, get the woos going after a big goal. Yeah, and some guys don't like that shit in men's league.
If it calls for it, if it calls for it,
I was a jester. I was a jester on the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was playing pro hockey, I was chirping guys. I was always fighting, chirping. Just keeping the morale up, a lot like Biz was, but obviously I didn't make it to the AHL and the show, but just a lot like that. Just keep the locker room cool.
Well, that's the story you hear about a lot of enforcers like yourselves. People want to say locker room guy. They kind of make fun of it now, on the hockey world on Twitter, but it's like no, that it was a real thing. It still should be a real thing. There is certain guys who have been able to stay in a room because they can calm it down or keep people in check or make even guys feel like they've got a little bit more open ice when they're out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I prided myself on that stuff. I'll never forget, because I like I said, I pride myself on it. So, when I got traded, when I left Columbus and went to Huntsville, there was a scumbag, Matt Gingera, on their team, kid from Winnipeg, real loser, really good hockey player.
Real loser, fantastic hockey player.
Fucking loser, So not a good locker room guy. Him and 3 other kids would just hang out together every day, little posse. And then when I got traded to Huntsville, he came by the bench. He's like, that kid Bellamy's a cancer. And I'm like, dude, you've had 3 kids you have 3 kids on the other side of the team over there that fucking like you. 3 kids. Great hockey player, but I'll never forget that day because nobody's ever called me a cancer.
Was he there's the stereotypical hockey player from Canada who's got the $200 shorts on. Was he that kind of kid?
I didn't like the kid at all. He was a good hockey player too, but
what I cut out there for a second, but was he the stereotypical Canadian kid who had the 400
had a brand new Hyundai SUV, fucking Lulu everything, just got out of college,
Yeah.
Where did you buy all that shit, bud?
$400 mesh shorts on.
Yeah.
Yeah, mommy.
Where, me and my boy Will Aid were just, fucking hitting the bong and fucking wheeling downtown.
Yeah, dude, I'm showing up in my mom's fucking cut off sweatpants and fucking drinking beer, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
What I was saying too.
That's just funny. You meet a lot of interesting personalities when you're going. I played on 5 teams, 6 teams, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just the personalities you meet. It's just it's funny, and it just teaches you what not to act like.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite things about touring around the country was we'd stop and year after year you would be like, okay, call the buds from Atlanta. We're going to Atlanta again. And then you'd get to see your friends again. But you see all these characters that have a similar mindset. We're all out here touring the country playing crazy death metal. So there is a certain amount of people, you meet. But that was always my favorite part of it is, the people that you meet and the people I continue to meet now.
Oh, yeah. that was my favorite part about keeping the dream going. Playing the SP is obviously going city to city and 15-hour bus rides, and you're not getting paid the best amount of money, but you do it because you have these awesome relationships you build with these kids, and then you're going to have them for life.
What was the most you made playing in the SB? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, the most I made, I was making... actually, the first year I played in the SB, I was playing for Columbus, and I broke my hand, and they brought me down there to rehab my hand for like 6 weeks.
Damn.
And they were paying me $5.75 a week. Actually, that was probably like the most I was getting paid there, more there than I was in the fucking coast.
No shit.
Yeah, I was getting paid $4.75 in the coast, and I was paying like league dues and shit. It was a fucking joke.
Now, did you ever get any of those? You hear fighters say, they'd get those fight bonuses. Were you ever a part of any of that? Like, here's a hundo for anybody who drops them tonight, or was that kind of phasing its way out?
I wish. It was more for organizations that like brought in like 2 or 3 guys. Like Fayetteville had like Sheldrake. They had Drobot. Like these 2 big boys. I fought both of them multiple times. But
yeah, Sheldrake's
those guys
a
were
big
getting
dude.
fight bonuses.
Yeah, I remember just reading that in like Doug Smith's book. He would go in for a game and they'd be like, "Hey, if you get one, here's another $100 or whatever." And Doug
the
Thug, baby, I love that guy.
I just started following him on Instagram. He's a beauty.
Oh yeah, he's the best, man. If you haven't heard my interview with him, definitely go back and check it out. It's great.
I'll have to go check it out.
He's a solid dude. But his upcoming is kind of like the kids in beer league with you now. Like, okay, that's the fighter guy, except you're obliging him. Like he said, no one would fight him because they knew that's what he wanted to go do. And this was like, when he's learning to skate at 19 years old or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, it's nice now because I got my brother with me, and I've just been like buzzing around like with him because we just know each other's like where we're gonna be kind of. So he's just playing. He's playing. It's me, him, and a good buddy from down Cape. We're just playing together, and it's been fun.
That's fucking awesome, man. Did you ever have to drop him? Kind of sticking up. I know Rob, fought too, but did you ever have to go somebody who was fucking with him in a game when you guys were teammates there?
When I got called up to the East Coast League for the first time, my brother had gotten a sucker punched in the face, and he got 11 stitches under his eye from Olivier Lebel, some French guy. And so I went up. My first game, they flew me in. I flew into Pittsburgh, and then we drove to Reading or to Wheeling, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And I played in the Wheel. I don't know if you've ever heard of Wheeling, but it's fucking place is stuck in the Depression.
I've heard about Wheeling, and it's all like that kind of thing. Like, oh my god, we got to go to fucking Wheeling.
It's like one of those original slapshot towns, but it's never changed. And then they have a casino in town too, and that's what like keeps the fucking place up. But,
is it a Native American casino?
I mean, I'm not sure. I've never been there, but yeah, there's a couple awesome stories I've heard about it. But like guys dating the pit bosses and shit, and like just wild shit. Yeah. So I went up there, and then the next game we left that game, and then went to Reading, which isn't too far. And we played Reading, and Olivier Lebel, I was chasing him around. So I played the first 9 games in the coast, and I was chasing guys around. No one would fucking fight me for some reason, but I got a hold of Olivier Lebel at a whistle at one point, and he turtled like a fucking pussy. But it was hilarious because I was like, "Let's go! You fucking suckied my brother. You gave him 11 stitches. You're gonna fucking answer the bell now." And he just wouldn't go me.
That was it.
Finally, I just jumped him, and then I was fucking trying to gouge his eyeballs because he wouldn't fight me. But
oh shit! Now that's got to be fucking exciting though to be out there and playing with your brother, man. That had to have been. If you look back now, was that like your favorite times of your career? Yeah, man. It was
because of that first game in Wheeling that I was saying. Pat Bingham was the coach. He goes, "All right, the 2 Bellamys and Jordan Petrus, you guys are going to start." And I go, "Oh my fucking God." I almost went in the bathroom and threw right up. Fucking playing the Federal Hockey League for 14 games after taking a year off.
Yeah.
And then I'm fucking sitting in front of fucking 8,000 people in Wheeling about to start a game in the East Coast League. I'm like, what just happened?
Dude, that's awesome. Oh, shit. Now, I'm going to go back and, I was talking about the ice rink there in Worcester, how they were going to close it down. I did want to say that that the people of the community raised enough money to keep it open for another 3 years. So I'm really happy that happened and good on it. I mean, they said they got donations from $5 to $20,000 from.
Yeah, that's it. Just shows you how strong the community of hockey is and how much it can build your character for your kids. And
yep. Well, even look at my daughter who is had a rough practice. She's going to go back and she'll be fine. I mean, she knows she had a rough practice and she'll get back up there. Sharpened her skates. We'll get back out there. Let's go. Yep, teaches character, man. Absolutely. A lot of character in sports and stuff and like that, and just teaches your kids to stay disciplined and there's a lot of things that sports can teach you that a lot. You can naturally get taught a lot of things just by your peers. Yeah, and I've seen a handful of those 4-year-old kids freak out and then not come back, and it makes me sad that like nobody in their household was like, "You're not quitting." One, I paid the fucking money. You're not quitting. Just because of that. And 2, you're just not quitting. If you get old enough and you don't want to play hockey anymore, that's fine. But you're 4 years old. You don't have a choice. Sorry. It's just, I remember I've gone through that a million times with my parents back in the day. It's just like, some parents just let their kids do whatever you want. Imagine some of those decisions that you make when you're that young. All right, well, you don't want to play. All right, cool. Like, yeah. They're going to end up loving it. They just, obviously, every kid sucks at hockey when they first start. It's just the way it is. Yeah. It's not like soccer where everyone's going to be running around kicking a ball. It's just like, learn to love it. And, that's why it's nice to have a good coach. And yeah, exactly, man. Now, so the rink is, thank God, going to be open for another 3 years. So anyone who's listening who donated, thank you. That's fucking awesome. And now it's got to be, even on my part now, like I need to start going to more junior games and paying the ticket. And, it sucks because it's on a high school campus, so they can't have beer. But I'm thinking about like just telling the old lady, we'll just fucking sit in the parking lot, crush some beers, and go in. Right. You know what I mean? Just do it old school style. Going back to what you said, because there's a hockey rink in my town called Amelia Park Ice Arena in Westfield, and a guy named Albert First built it. And I believe like 98, 99, this guy named Albert First built a rink. And he named it after his wife in Westfield. And now he has like a fund that runs it and everything. It's a beautiful rink. That's where I played high school. 08 state champ. Shout out to Westfield High, baby. Yup. Woo! You're state champ? Got a nice, 08. I got a state championship ring. Westfield, we played in the Garden. Dude, send me a picture of that ring later. Dude, I will. I have to. It's at my parents' house. I'll have to have my dad send me a picture or something. We'll throw that bitch up on Instagram. Show all you fucking losers what's up. Yeah. Show you what a winner's about. That was probably the most ice time I've ever gotten since I've probably ever gotten. But back to that. Yeah, he's just a very generous person. He passed away not too long ago, but. Just those things, like people like him, and that's what makes the world go around. People doing things like that. Like he made the YMCA in our town. He made the hockey rink in our town. Damn. Built an elementary school. Like, gave money for the elementary school and the middle school. It was just unreal, dude. It's crazy. Is that's two dudes, two different parts of the planet, the country here, just doing it for the love of pussy, dude. Fucking A, huh? Just love their wives. Yep. Well, I love that shit, sweethearts. Dude. There's a certain like stigma from old dudes, like you'll see, like if you're at the hardware bitching about their wives, I'm just like, nah, man, I love my wife. I don't know if it's something that happens to you when you're older, but I'm like, I don't think it's cool to be like, oh, the old fucking blah blah blah. I'm like, nah. Yeah, the old ball and chain. Yeah, huh? Like no, my wife's hot. I'm glad she lets me see her naked. Like that's where I'm at. Exactly. Yeah, and then you got the guys that are in the hardware store and they're not even buying anything. They just want to get the fuck out of their house. Yeah, just to fucking just to get away. Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask. I gotta stop saying that. I keep saying I wanted to ask. I just need to fucking ask. But when you were coming up, did you have any like overbearing dads or coaches that you saw that you had kids on your team to be like, "Fuck, my dad's here. This sucks." Like, did you ever? I mean, my dad was tough on us, but not like crazy tough. But like when I wasn't skating, you'd hear him fucking skate. Yeah, okay. So me and Mr. Bellamy are the same dude. Hell yeah, shout out to Mr. Bellamy. My dad was not afraid to fucking let
let us know, and like he didn't care what anybody else thought. Like, you know,
Fuck yeah.
But that's how we got so far, and you know, and where we did. Like he just didn't care what other people thought, and
fuck yeah, that guy
some parents
rules.
were like, you know, do you hear this fucking guy over here? Like, yeah,
I did. Well, that's going to be me for sure.
You got to get motivation somehow out of your kid. He just knew how to do it.
Well,
so.
and some kids, I know my daughter better than anybody. You know?
Yeah.
So I know that if she's flopping around, she needs to get up and just fucking do it. Don't go over and help her. Let her fucking get up and do it, and she'll be fine. I've skated with her. You know, I've been on the ice with her. I know. But
only, you know, every kid's different. You know,
exactly.
Some kids need a kick in the ass, and some kids get that kick in the ass, and they put their head down, so they respond differently.
Yep, that's part of being a good coach. I'm sure that's probably the hardest thing about coaching is figuring out those different mentalities,
personalities. Yeah.
Speaking of coaches, fucking segue of the show. Award goes to fucking Corey Bellamy for that one. Doesn't even know. We don't have notes, you fucks, you loser fucks. We're out here fucking swinging it. Fucking swinging our hogs.
Acapella.
But, you know, there wasn't a lot of hockey news this week. Kind of a slower week, but that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, Babcock was in it again. You know, did you listen to the Chelios episode of Spit and Chicklets?
Great episode, man.
I didn't listen to it. I've caught the clips of it, but, you know, it came out, you know, Chelios, you know, bringing up more stories of him, Babcock, trying to scratch him in his fucking hometown for an outdoor game. And then my wife was saying, because she's a huge Wings fan, fucking had a crush on Chelios her whole life. She said that he was drinking beer on the fucking bench.
Yeah, because Babcock wasn't going to play him. And then he goes, "Fuck you, I'm playing."
So he just
he ended up getting dressed, and the D coach, Babcock, told the D coach, "Don't play him." He played one shift, and then the rest of the game, he said, "Don't play him."
Well, how hard ass is that he's like, "Well, I'm fucking dressing anyhow." Like, fuck you. At that point, he had been at 13 years in the league or something.
He was like 40. He was like 40 at that time.
Right.
No, he was way older than that because that was his last year, 2009.
So his 14th year in the fucking show.
He played 24 seasons in the show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He played, I believe it's 24 seasons, and he was like 44 when he retired.
Wow. So he was, safe to say he could be like, you know, fuck you, I'm dressing.
He could be in the Hall of Fame twice.
He really could.
The guy's a legend.
He really could. But what kind of a dickhead, like, not for any reason, he was just sitting Chelios for an ego play. Like, that's a fucking asshole, man.
Yeah, he was playing mind games with guys. It's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, back to the drinking beers. His kids were handing him beers. He was slamming beers. I mean, with all the TV coverage and everything, he must have had it in his glove or something, drinking his glove.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because like that game is very well televised and filmed and shit. I wonder if there's any clips of like people where you can see him sneaking one in or something like that.
Yeah, you got it. Like, you know, he ain't telling any fallacies there, so there's got to be something.
I wonder if he like poured it in his bottle and then was just squirting beer in his mouth.
That'd be beautiful.
You know what I mean? And there's all those legends. You know, when I had 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty on the show.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal at all. But he was saying, like, you know, they'd get in the morning and Chelios would be in the fucking sauna on his bike sweating off a fucking hangover, just going hard. And I'm like, that's
God.
Fucking mad props. Like, a sauna's hot already. Like, to put a bike in there just to sweat out your hangover is like, that's a beast.
He was saying, too, like, the person that, like, got him into that was, like, a guy trying to cut weight, and he died in the fucking room on the bike.
Jesus Christ.
No shit. And then he ended up cutting a hole so he could watch TV.
Dude, see, that's the
cutting
shit.
A hole in the fucking sauna so he could watch TV. I don't realize that.
We're not going to have dudes like that anymore, man. Mitch Marner's not going to be going in there sweating off a hangover. He's going to be like, my fucking thumbs hurt from playing Fortnite last night. Like,
seriously, he's not going to, you know, you got fucking guys. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. Like, yeah, and everyone says it.
We're going to, the hockey might be faster and a little more talented, but I'm going to miss the characters, man. I think that's what I'm going to miss most about the changing of the game, which it has. There's no doubt about it. It's different. So it's
the hockey's gotten a little faster, but the drinking's gotten a lot slower.
Yeah, man. That's why you got to just have a few fucking animals on the team just to fucking appease.
Dude, the guilty hockey, like some guys were playing back in the day, like guys were going out 2-3 times a week.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Dude, way back, they were smoking fucking darts in the fucking room.
Yeah. Fucking, that's beautiful stuff, man.
That's why the game is so great, dude. That kind of shit, that's why I love it so much. Like, dude, they're fucking getting hammered and just playing guilty. Fuck it.
It's like fucking Terry O'Reilly.
Did you ever check out Don Cherry's podcast?
I haven't yet. No, I haven't gotten to it.
It's good, dude. I'm telling you, it's good.
I'll have to listen because that's all I do all day is listen to. I'm on a fucking mower or I got a blower. We're doing a lot of fall cleanups right now, landscaping. So
yeah, it's only like a half hour long too, so you can buzz right through it.
Nice. Yeah, I usually I've been listening to yours. I've been listening to Chicklets. I've been listening to the Third Man In podcast with Terry Ryan.
Oh, dude, I fucfucking love that one. That's one of my favorite ones. Terry can fucking talk, man.
Well, can he ever? The guy's a motor mouth.
Dude, I interviewed Terry Ryan, no big deal. But I was just trying to say okay every now and again, just so like people remembered that it was my podcast. He kind of just fucking like dunked me under the water and took it over. It was awesome.
Oh, him and his dad, Senior too. Senior, oh my God, that guy can talk too.
Dude, that documentary that the Spit and Chicklets boys did on that was just incredible, man. Like,
yeah, man, what a different place it is up there in Newfoundland, huh?
Newfie, I gotta get there, man. I gotta go. I saw something on Twitter this morning. It was my
sister's probably been there a few times.
Casey's been there?
I think so. I think there's been a tournament up there, PEI or something. Close to it.
Yeah, we're going to Canada this summer, but we're just going to Windsor. So, but I don't have our passports are getting done now. So once that's done,
what I need to do. I need to get my fucking passport, man.
That's what I told the wife. I said, we're just pulling the trigger on it. Like, we're not going to go if we don't have it. So let's just get the fucking passports and then let's start fucking going.
Are you guys getting them expedited?
No, because we're not going till the summer. So we've got plenty of time for it.
Yeah, I need to do mine and get it expedited like ASAP.
Yeah, do it, man. And that's a funny thing. Dude, you're fucking killing these segues, dude. I've got like 6 things just written down words, and that fucking another one, dude. I'm gonna have to send you. So I'm gonna have to send you a gold medal. But I wanted to talk about.
I told you it was gonna be a great show today.
Yeah, we were talking behind the scenes here, but in the morning I talked to Corey, and we always go, we'll start at 6, and then we both wake up like, well, how about 7:30, and then like. I'm like, no, I'm still dusting her off, and we get it done, but it's usually about an hour later than what we say.
Oh, yeah, because I'm trying to get some Starbucks in me. I'm like, I was getting breakfast together this morning, and I'm just going to cook it after. I'm like, fucking whatever.
And then before the show today, he's like, yeah, this should be a good one, and it actually has. It's probably the best one yet. So
seriously.
We did it, dude, but
fucking right.
I was going to say that I saw this morning this Canadian put up a thing about a Dairy Queen opening in some fucking part of Alberta or some shit, but like 100 people waited outside to get a free cake or something. And
oh my God.
I was like, oh, you guys want to fucking make fun of the United States so much? It's like, fuck you guys. You're the same fucking place. And
right, making fun of us for fucking eating these chicken sandwiches that are unbelievable.
Yeah, they make fun of our president. They got fucking Trudeau's the same dude as Trump. They both suck. Like,
yeah, I don't even know. Everyone's talking about like that blackface thing he did. I don't even get what that is.
I fucking just dressed up as Aladdin or some shit. But
yeah, Jesus Christ, like you can't do anything anymore. Fuck off.
I just dress up as him. You fucking paint your face. You're taking way too much time as a grown ass man for a Halloween costume.
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
Throw a Bruins jersey on and just you're fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, exactly. But you guys with your closed borders and shit, like, dude, try to go see Niagara Falls as an American. You're not fucking getting over there.
No shit. You need like a fucking note from your mom to get over there if you don't have a passport now. It's wild.
Yeah, and when we were younger, you could just go over there because people would always go up. I think when we were 19, you could go drink there. It changed right when I turned 19. Like I think it's 21 still there, but you used to be able to go across the bridge from Detroit to Windsor and get hammered.
Yeah, that's fucking unbelievable. That like Amesy, when I was playing with Amesbury, he wasn't allowed to come back to the U.S. because he got in trouble in Vancouver. He got when he came down to Columbus, he got a DUI, And then when Boston beat Vancouver, he was part of the riots in Vancouver.
Yes, that is a thing.
Sorry, Amesy. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but
no, I didn't know either.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that shit, and he's not allowed to come in the U.S. again.
That's what I didn't ask him about it when I interviewed him because I was like, I don't fucking know if I'm supposed to. I try to because you guys are doing me a favor by coming on the show, so I don't try to poke the bear too much because I've had controversial people on, but it seems kind of rude to have someone on. Like I've got a pretty controversial guy coming on in a couple weeks, but I'm not gonna fight him and argue with him. Like I like hockey fights, he doesn't. If you can't pick up who I'm talking about, everyone should know that.
Yeah, but
I'm not. I already talked to him about it. I was like, I'm not going to. I don't want to debate you because you're not going to change my mind, and I'm not going to change yours. But I think as a
different perspective.
Exactly. I think it's important if I'm having a hockey show and I've had all these guys talk about how they love their career in fighting. Then if there are people the other way, I put it out. Whatever. If people don't like it, they don't like it. But he, at the bare minimum, is an interesting guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's content. You want to see different point of views. Everyone wants to, it's just a different side of a story.
There's 52 weeks a fucking year, guys. I've got to put shit out. What do you want from me?
Yeah, give the guy a fucking break, guys.
Well, just a couple quick things here before I gotta get out a little early today. Yeah. The wife's got to get to work, but shout out! I saw the godfather of Belleville, Ohio hockey this morning, Chuck Steelman, big Chuck Steelman. I know his son listens, so shout out to this guy.
He sounds like a beast.
Dude, big Chuck Steelman is a fucking man. He, born in New Jersey, moved to Ohio at some point, but this is the guy, when we're going over there in fourth grade, like a bunch of football, like corn-fed kids, we didn't really know hockey. And he'd sit you down. And he'd talk to you about fucking Messier and then the 94 Rangers, and he had a bunch of sticks, so you'd go fucking play in his garage. And then he started taking us to fucking, college games or minor league games. This guy, without big Chuck Steelman there, I wouldn't be a hockey fan, so shout out to that guy. I love that guy like a dad. He's the best fucking guy ever. I saw him driving on the street, and I'm fucking hanging out my door yelling, "You fucking pussy!" And he didn't notice who I was. He's just looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? So shout out to Big Chuck Steelman. Thanks for introducing hockey to a lot of kids here in the neighborhood.
Fuck yeah, Chuck.
Did you see Brady Tkachuk? Somebody pissed in his milk last night. He got a little mad there.
I didn't watch anything last night. I watched the Bruins game last night. That's about it.
Did they win?
And they lost their second straight.
Oh yeah, who'd they lose to last night?
Avalanche.
Yes.
Avalanche look good.
Avalanche are on a tear right now. I think 6 straight for them, right?
Yeah, they're fucking hot. They just got Landeskog back a few games ago. Fucking Cal McCarr is an absolute fucking stud. That guy could probably win Rookie of the Year and Defenseman of the Year.
He's on a fucking tear.
Stupid.
And Avalanche are way better than I thought they'd be, man. I was selling them, but they're looking out of the West. The best team? Them and the Blues?
Yeah, Blues look good too. There was a scrap there last night. I saw there was like 4 scraps the other night, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Last night there was a few scraps.
Now
what's his name? Pasternak's been getting beat a little bit, and then fucking Moore stepped in, and fucking it wasn't a very good fight. But
do you think he gets to the 50 and 50?
I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean,
he's gonna have to open up.
Close.
He's gonna have to open up and get a couple hat tricks here.
Well, yeah, exactly. You need to get a if you're gonna do
50 and 50 is crazy. You look at the people who have done it. It's the who's who.
Yeah, you just need to get those hat tricks and the 2 goals, and you need to have more goals than games played, so you have those games where you can have a night off or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, Brady,
fucking Gretzky did it in 39 games.
Isn't that fucking stupid?
Yeah, and he got like 10 in his last 2. So it was like 38th and 39th game. I think he had like 8 or 9 goals or something.
I love when people try
stupid.
I love when people try to argue that he wasn't the best ever. You're like, I'm not even trying to hear it, dude. Like, just shut the fuck up. Like, he has more playoff points than anybody has in their career. Like, you're retarded.
Yeah. It's crazy how people don't fucking try and argue that at all.
We did get a few fan questions. I'm going to save those for next week just because I got to run.
Yeah.
And then, so guys, again, send in your fan questions. Thanks to the handful of people who sent them in last week. either, DM them to the show or DM them to Corey or use the hashtag the Breakfast with the Biscuit and Bellamy. That's how we'll get them. It's not hard to find us, guys.
It's not.
I'm not fucking Barack Obama. You can email me. I'll answer you. But yeah, man, I think that's a fucking good one, dude. I had a fun time, and this was something that people talked about too. Was that they like just the show, just two dudes fucking talking. So I think people are going to get a good kick out of it.
You've been getting some good feedback?
I have, man. I really have.
Fucking right. I've been enjoying it, man. It's something fun. It's something different for me, and I get to talk about, things I don't really get to talk about that much. So
hell yeah. So again, when you send us the questions, and we'll answer those. And
get this thing up there so people can fucking listen to it.
We're going to start using the hashtag too. The biscuit is for beer drinkers. Instead of the Saturdays for the boys, the biscuits for beer drinkers. That's what we're running with. We're hashtagging out around the world. Shirts coming soon. Get your dicks ready. Get your bongs out.
I like it. I fucking like it.
Tell them where to find you, Corey.
Find me on Instagram, and if you're lucky enough, maybe you can get my cell phone number on there. So just give me a shout out if you got any questions.
There you go. For Corey Bellamy, I'm William Bartram. This is The Breakfast with the Biscuit and Bellamy. Go fuck yourselves.
Peace.
I wanted to end the show a different way today. Usually I have the classic zero fucks given outro. But today, December 8th, is a special day. A day of remembrance for most heavy metal fans. December 8th, of course, is the day that Dimebag Darrell was shot and murdered on stage in Columbus, Ohio at the Al Rosa Villa. I knew people who were there. I had friends who, were supposed to go and didn't. We were in high school at the time, but I remember coming into school the next day, and my friends Ronnie Miller and Alan Gower, shout out to both of them. Ronnie's been on the show, but, it was a weird day. They said Dimebag was murdered last night, shot in the face in front of his brother on stage. And then obviously, if you don't know the story, that gunman was shot down by the cops when they came in. He killed multiple people. It's a terrible, terrible day in heavy metal, but Pantera lives on. So I asked my good friend, Ronnie Miller, one of my best friends in the world, to pick a song that he thought would be fitting to end the Breakfast with the Biscuit and Bellamy here. And he chose Strength Beyond Strength off their Far Beyond Driven album. So December 8th is a weird day, but on this day we remember Dimebag. So I hope you guys enjoyed the song Pantera's Strength Beyond Strength.
concentration. Forever stronger than all, stronger